Hello, everyone. It is me, Sha Dixon, host of Tips and Tea. And as you guys can see, I'm sitting here with Reverend Jesse Jackson himself.
Thank you for covering this conference.
Thank you for having me.
We want people to be informed, inspired, and have good information. We had a lot of positions were lost last Tuesday, November the 2nd, but all is not lost. We still have the right to vote, and when we vote, we win. When we vote, we can build coalitions. No matter what happened last week, we're going to keep fighting for more health care for American people. 32 million are now covered under President Obama's bill, but there are now 59 million Americans who are not insured, and they need to be insured. There are now 40 million Americans in poverty,
Right.
and 30 million who have no jobs. And the white, black, or brown hunger matters. There's now a rise in malnutrition. So fighting for jobs and fighting to end poverty is our mission.
Okay. Now, a lot of the youth, especially my viewers, they probably don't even know that you were there when Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Well, I was there when he was alive.
Right.
And there when he was assassinated.
Absolutely.
But his work must continue. His last mission was to cut the defense budget without cutting defense. Begin to reinvest in developing people.
Is that why you guys were in Memphis, Tennessee?
Indeed, we were there fighting for garbage workers, that those workers might be able to work and make a livable wage. Most poor people are not on welfare. They work every day.
Right.
I went to a homeless shelter in San Francisco 2 weeks ago, and everybody in the homeless shelter had a job but couldn't afford to pay rent.
Right.
And they had children. And so a job or an income for every American was our mission then. We were in Memphis fighting for garbage workers to have the right of dues checkoff.
Right. And then could you take us back to like the day after Dr. King's assassination?
Well, there was just so much trauma involved. I'm not sure that we knew where we were for a long time.
Right.
What we did know, we could not let one bullet kill the whole movement.
Right.
And that we had to keep marching. And the issue for us was not so much who killed him, which was important to know, but what killed him, which was a sick society. Americans had turned on Dr. King.
Right.
He was an object of hate and vilification by the media, by the politicians, because he was against a war that was popular. Eventually became unpopular. Dr. King was right about that war, but he paid the price of his life for it.
Right. Do you think that times have changed much since then?
Well, in some ways, some things have changed, but sometimes the more things change, the more they remain the same. We still are fighting two unnecessary wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. We're paying enormous amounts of money. We went to Iraq based on a lie.
Right.
Bush said weapons of mass destruction were there. They were not
And
there.
there were none.
He doesn't even apologize for misleading us into where thousands have been killed,
Right.
injured, and maimed. 1 million have gone to Iraq and Afghanistan. A half have filed 500,000 for disabilities. They're sick and cannot get the care that they need. And so it becomes our mission to keep fighting to end poverty.